Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve Doja here, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going towards possibly the last major update for Dragon Ball The Breakers. Now, the patch notes for Season 9 of Dragon Ball The Breakers just came out, and they are loaded. This is probably the biggest patch notes the game has ever had. I don't even think anything around launch day was this big. In fact, this might be almost a Xenoverse, like an ancient Xenoverse-sized patch notes. It's got a lot of changes, and that's only page 1 of 2. So without further ado, I'm going to go through all of this, and we'll see what actually changed the Dragon Ball The Breakers and what are the final updates the game is going to receive. Now, they increased the Survivor and Raider levels, but they increased them by so damn much it's actually unreal. Survivor level limit now goes all the way up to 999, which kind of sounds like the final level, right? Like, unless they go to Survival level 1200 next or something. This is an absurd jump. We even have Dragon Ball game news here actually saying usually when a new Raider gets introduced, the level cap for survivors goes up, but not by an amount this extreme. So the obvious thing is that it's just kind of a bit too big. It makes you think for sure this is the last update. Not to mention, this update is going to be around for a year. Like, this patch, this season of Breakers is lasting a full year long. I know that sounds ridiculous. Breaker season is lasting like more than 3 to 5 months. Was already pretty absurd for most people, but now it's going to be a whole year. So most likely this is going to be the final one. Up until, I don't know, 2026 October maybe, where they'll announce the end of service, which would be, I think, the 4-year anniversary for the game. It makes me wonder, is this game going to actually celebrate its 3rd year anniversary? Because that's coming up, like, after this, like, update comes out. Maybe they'll do, like, a small mini patch, but who knows. Raider level also increased, and so if you had the level 100 Raider, you now have 20 extra points, which is ridiculous, because the level 100 Raider is already basically impossible to beat, and now they have 20 more stats that they can dump into any of their passives or their active skills. Absurd, crazy, nuts even. So yes, Season 9 of Breakers introduces Dragon Ball Z Broly and Cell Jr. with Cell. Now, Cell Jr. with Cell differs from the regular Cell in the following ways, okay? It takes less amount of change power S. Oh, wait. Reduce the number of change... Wait. Hold on. When Cell spawns in with the Cell Juniors, he reduces the amount of change power that just exists in a match. Is that not extremely broken? You don't even have to... Wait, you don't even have to get to the point where he has Cell Juniors, like, summoning around him? When he's an infant, he can already just decrease the amount of change energy on. Okay, that's ridiculous. But he increases the amount of civilians, though. Okay, so that kind of balances out, but that's also more people for Cell to absorb, too. So reduce the evolution energy needed to advance from level 1 to 2, and 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. So he might be a straight buff. That's actually insane. Increased evolution energy gained when you finish off a survivor. Reduced Raider's HP overall. Okay, so he has less HP. That might be somewhat balanced, but I feel like when it comes to Raider HP, it never gets adjusted that much. Reduce the range of the active skill Ki Detection. Okay, so Ki Detection actually finally got nerfed. It only took nearly 3 years. Slightly reduced speed bonus when locked onto enemies and firing a Ki Blast. Reduced Ki Blast projectile speed. Reduced Ki Blast hitbox. Reduced max Ki Blast range. Reduced Ki Blast damage. Reduced super... Okay, he actually is looking at quite a few nerfs. He's actually looking at a whole sweeping ton of nerfs. Bro, I don't think a Raider has had this many nerfs. I don't think Raiders in general have had this many nerfs in, like, the 2 years the game has been out. Like, if you combine every single Raider nerf in the 2 years the game has been out, I think it's actually genuinely not as much as what they did to Cell just now. So maybe Cell Juniors was super broken when they tested this, so they had to lower a bunch of Cell stats, because, let's be real, they're going to be like Zarbon and Dodoria, where they shoot when you shoot. So it's just a lot of attacks going on at the same time, which is probably why they're reducing his damage so much, because he probably just one-shot in testing. I mean, you've seen footage already. When Cell does Super Kamehameha in the game, the Cell Juniors adds the Super Kamehameha, so it's probably like a borderline one-shot, unless if they reduce the damage of, like, everything by, like, a ton. Okay, Majin Buu with Gohan absorbed, so we finally have Buuhan in the game. Dragon Balls will no longer appear during a match at... wait, what? Dragon Balls will no longer appear during a match at Dragon Radar levels 1 to 3. Do you mean Raider level 1 to 3, or Dragon Raider? Wait, what? I know the patch notes for this game kind of scare me. So if you pick up a Dragon Raider, do Dragon Balls just stop existing? Like, let's say one of your teammates has 6 Dragon Balls, and then someone else on the other side of the map picks up a Raider. Does the 7th Dragon Ball go, well, I'm out, bye? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. This is the official site, too. This is not like a rough translation. This is the actual official site. Slightly increase the number of change power L spawns during a match. That's huge. Okay. Reduced number of change power S. Oh, okay, there we go. Increased number of civilians. Reduced energy. Increased speed bonus when moving towards the target. Maximum detection range. Reduced the super attack cooldown. Add an explosion hitbox. Oh wait, when he's Super Boo, he gets an explosion hitbox. That's broken as hell. Okay, seems like in general lots of nerfs. So maybe because it's the final season, they're actually locking in. This might actually be a fun season because it seems like, I mean, other than adding AoE to Key Blast, which is absurd, it seems like they're actually lowering radar damage, speeds, and stats in general. Probably because they realize that most of their player base is normies, not people who are always in team comps, like doing elite comms so they can sweat out the radar. Okay, survivor skills got adjusted. And it seems like it was just a nerf to the motorbike again, which people already stopped using, but it's only a very small nerf in comparison to what the two raiders got, so I'm alright with that. Okay, game adjustments. With the release of this, shorten the finisher time, slightly increase the range of solar flare. Majin Buu can do a bunch of stuff with damage nullification during super attack angry explosion. Oh, okay, so he can't take damage during angry explosion. Yeah, because before Majin Buu do angry explosion, everyone would back away and then nail him with like special beam cannon, beast, and all these other insane moves. Okay, the following changes have been made to Vegeta. Add the shockwave that knocks away opponents in a wide radius when you activate the skill Key Explosion at stage 2. So Nappa added the shockwave that knocks away enemies even further when he's at stage 3, and shortened the area destruction time at evolution 4. Oh, they lowered everyone's area destruction time. Can you see that? So maybe everyone destroys zones the same speed as DBS Broly now, which is absurd because that's like almost instant. Ginyu Force, I'm just going to skip that, no one cares. The following changes will be made to Broly. Added a short cooldown to the beginning to the gigantic charge skill level 2. Okay, and reduce the energy needed to go from stage 2 to 3. He starts off at stage 2. Okay, so it just takes barely any energy now. And slightly increased evolution energy needed to advance from stage 3 to 4. Ah, so he stays a Super Saiyan for longer. Okay, that makes sense. He gets into Super Saiyan faster and he stays that way for longer. Well, they're actually buffing survivor skills too. Yeah, they upgraded key control. That's nuts. Transfer super attack adjustments. Oh, okay. The following changes will be made to certain survivor super attacks that were too powerful. Oh, here we go. Some improvements will be made to Special Beam Cannon. Ah, Special Beam Cannon gaming is done. We don't have Cell Games anymore. Cell Gaming. Special Beam Cannon extended the time between activating the super attack and firing the key wave. Very slightly reduced the tip box. Reduced the limit gauge amount consumption. Okay, that's actually good. And increased knockback gauge reduction amounts. Oh, okay, so it breaks the super armor of the radar more. And it also uses less energy to use it. Okay, that's cool. I'm alright with that. Okay, I hope it doesn't take too long to fire the key blast because the nerfs aren't that bad. So that means this one has to be huge. Rebellion Spear weakened to tracking and reduced with damage. Transfer super attack adjustment 2. Some downwards adjustments will also be made to attacks to balance improvement. Okay. They reduced the strength with Fierce Fist and lowered the damage. Unfortunate. Gigantic Charge. It has increased the knockback distance, which is pretty good. Burning Slash, Justice Rush, Wolfang Fist, and Kaioken increased knockback of the final hit. It redistributed damage amounts across the attacks to increase the amount of damage dealt just after the super attack hits. Justice Combination, very slight increase to charge speed. Increased the limit gauge. Oh, so Justice Combination is getting nerfed. But it does do more damage. It does do more damage. So it uses up more energy, but does more damage. Final Kamehameha greatly increased the maximum range. Very slightly increased the action time in accordance to the maximum firing range. Very slightly reduced key wave hitbox. Other actions can be taken soon after the action finishes, so it doesn't have a dreadful end lag anymore. Very slightly increased damage and increased the amount of energy it takes. Super Black Kamehameha, for the most part, has the same things except faster projectile speeds. Kaioken Kamehameha, more projectile speed, more damage, more range. Gallic Gun, same. Final Flash Super Gallic Gun, same. So most of these seem like buffs to super attacks. I was kind of worried. I thought these would be nerfs. But a lot of these are faster speed, more damage. Faster speed, more damage. Bigger hitbox. Faster speed, more damage. I don't think anyone's going to have an issue with that, especially because I'm pretty sure most people agree that the game is so radar favored right now. It's actually unfair. The Fear of Destruction. Father Son Kamehameha is actually amazing in this game, by the way. They need to port the Father Son Kamehameha and Breakers to Xenoverse 2 and make it for custom characters because it's so good in Breakers, it's unreal, man. In Xenoverse 2, it's so bad. In Breakers, it's so cool. The Emperor's Death. Jesus Christ, did they just every super attack that came out in the game? My lord. Okay, now we can move on to page 2 finally. So let's see. This is only slightly shorter. It still has a bunch of stuff here too. It looks like it's mostly bug fixes, but let's see. When boarding the escape time machine with ultimate dragon change with a super transfer, that super transfer will respawn nearby. Ooh. Okay, wait, that might be broken. Each time a super transfer is respawned, the maximum limit gauge for ultimate dragon change will decrease. Okay. I was gonna say, if you're about to run out of super transfer, you can literally just go to the escape time machine, like instant transmission to it, or find a way to get to it without the radar killing you, I guess, and then quickly turn off so someone else can get like I don't know, the next maximum amount of energy. Like, let's say it starts at 500 and then it goes down to 400, right? That'd be better than you being on like 10 HP. Attacks from bar on a dangerous ground will no longer end ultimate dragon changes. I didn't even know that was a thing. So that's crazy, because that would mean bar is stronger than like Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. When a pursuit character summoned by a raider's skill lands certain close range attacks on a survivor, the raider side player will hear the sound effect that plays when a key blast, key wave, or other long range attack lands on a target. Oh, so they get to know even more, okay. Raider custom voices will no longer be interrupted by voices that play during attacks and other actions. Oh, okay. So if you're spamming a meme line, it won't get interrupted by you doing like your super attack or any other dialogues. Civilians taken out by area destruction or Raider Broly's evolution stage 2 super attack Planet Crusher and similar attacks will no longer count towards the weekly challenge finish off civilians as a raider. Oh, what the hell? Like, if you play breakers actively and you can't kill 10 civilians a week without area destruction, then you're probably just losing every match. The effect of the active skill Cook will no longer apply in the following situations: moving underwater or in the air while using Poir or Fortune Teller Barbar, moving on land while transformed into Orange Piccolo Giant with a super transfer. I totally forgot you could be Orange Piccolo Giant in this game and not in Xenoverse 2. That is really funny. Increased with passive skill Trained by an Angel, which will no longer apply in the following situations: moving while Dragon Change with the passive skill, Final Dragon Change, moving now transformed to Orange Piccolo Giant mode. After the successive hit portion of the transfer super attack Symphonic Destruction begins, the user will no longer instantly snap towards their locked on target. I see. If the transformation triggered by the transfer super attack Final Explosion is interrupted by damage, the explosion's hitbox will disappear. Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay, here we go. The rest of this is just pure bug fixes. I'm curious to see what was actually a bug in this game. Fixed an issue on the waterfront Warzone map where supply drops would get caught on the super time machine under certain conditions. I didn't even know that was a thing. Fixed an issue with the following raiders where moving at the same time as a survivor and using a close range attack on them would cause the attack to miss. Wasn't that just lag? Fixed an issue with Raiders, the Master and Goku Black Evolution Stage 4 active skill Sin Worthy of Death, where the charge attack would fail to hit survivors that are riding vehicles. What can I say? Survivors riding vehicles are just faster than lightning. Fixed an issue with the Transfer Super Attack Special Beam Cannon, where the attack could be more easily negated than expected when hitting an opponent's Blast Wave or Key Blast. Well, Special Beam Cannon kind of weak. Did it only take like a small Key Blast to stop it from moving forwards? Because if that's the case, they didn't have to nerf it. I mean, I guess if they're buffing it, they're buffing damage. Not damage, but they're buffing certain other aspects of it and just making it take longer to do. So now I guess if it goes through everything, that's fine. It's an issue of co-op modes such as rock, paper, scissors could not be cancelled during the motion. Oh, so if you tried to rock, paper, scissors with your teammate and the raider showed up, you would just be standing there finishing the game of rock, paper, scissors while he just charges up Death Ball. And various minor bug fixes, as well as the link of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 feature will end at the start of Season 9. After Season 9 begins, you'll no longer be able to link with Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 or claim any related rewards. Damn. Well, Season 9 starts tomorrow, so if you guys are watching this video today, I urge you to go on Xenoverse 2 and Breakers and pick up all your rewards right now, because you know these Dragon Ball games, they might just straight up take away what's in the inbox if you haven't taken it before the update goes live. So please, I urge you to do that now before Season 9 starts, and if you have any friends that you know play Breakers for some reason, then please tell them. Alright, otherwise they'll be very upset. They'll be like, why didn't you tell me? So please tell them. And honestly, I think that's a great place to end the video. Yeah, as the Dragon Ball Games news account said on Twitter, Season 9 patch notes for Dragon Ball The Breaker seemingly confirms that this will be the last major update of the game because 1, the absurd level cap, 2, the amount of effort they put into this, or the amount of changes they put into this is absolutely absurd compared to what they've done previously. I'm curious because the changes are so numerous, I have no idea if it's going to be an overall buff or nerf to Raider or Survivor gameplay. It does seem like Survivors are actually eaten quite well, but Raiders have always had an advantage over Survivors from the beginning, so I'm very curious where this is going to go. Yeah, a lot of people seem to be blaming what happened on Breakers to the new director, talking about a bunch of bad decisions that ended in a lower and lower budget and eventually new director after all the care they had tried to put into the game slowly faded away. Raiders are the only type of care they still put into the game, a shame here since beta. I've always said that they cared more about Raiders than Survivors, and people always called me insane. Like as if the Raider aspect of the gameplay isn't the infinitely more enjoyable part of the Dragon Ball game than just playing as a guy who runs around and hides from a being who can one-shot him. But yeah, that's a pretty good place to end the video. Dragon Ball The Breakers, if this season really does truly last a year, the game obviously is going to die next year, which technically still gives it a longer lifespan than Sparking Zero has had right now. But I'm very curious to see what happens because this update goes live tomorrow. I'll probably just make like a ton of Breakers videos on the same day because why not? I want to do a video on Broly, Boo, Cell. I want to do all that. But for now, I think that's a great place to end the video. I do love you all. I hope you all enjoyed, fellas, and I will see you all next time. Take care and peace, amigos.